First up, FA Youth Cup next week. We've had a great run with 3 really tough away wins. What sort of challenge will Oxford present, do you think, next week?
I think Oxford will be the toughest challenge we've had so far, George. Before that, we've got a tough game on Saturday, so the boys are fully focused on playing Charlton. Let's play that game and then they'll focus on the Youth Cup, but we are looking forward to it.
It's been a great season for Cup football. How impressive is it for us to also top the under-21 group ahead of the likes of Sunderland and Norwich, and a home draw potentially against Swansea up next?
Yeah, definitely, and we've talked about this internally. To do it over the course of 6 games, it's not a one-off game. You know, you deserve to finish where you finish in a group like that, so to finish top, it's testament to the players and the staff. But yeah, we're looking forward to Swansea.
And what does a successful academy season look like from your perspective?
It's a really big question, that, George, and it's not just simply results on the pitch. Ultimately, what we're judged on and assessed on is getting players through into the first team and beyond and up the pyramid. So for us this year to have another 2 debuts in Ronnie and Kion is just as big a success as anything else. We also look externally of graduates that have left us in previous seasons. To see Junior Chamadou play at AFCON, absolutely fantastic, score goals, and of course he picked up the injury, and wish him the best in his recovery with that. And then just gone with Ryan Makaido on Saturday, scoring for Man City. Remember Ryan when he was a 7-year-old boy in the Dome. We've got so many boys that have in his journey now. It's so inspiring for them to see that, and they're all measurements of success for us. So the Youth Cup's great, debuts are great. Of course, we want to see boys that have lived with us and we've supported their journey kick on in the game.
And how hard is it developing these kind of players, but then also trying to win games as well?
It's a really difficult balance, but we're very, very clear at Colchester of where we see the balance. The 2 competitions you've talked about, the FA Youth Cup and the Premier League Cup, we do emphasise that we want to progress. And then the league campaigns, of course, we want to win every game. But we've talked about it before that there's an opportunity for boys maybe to play up and stretch them. Then it might not be the best for the team on that day, but it's the right thing for that individual's development. And that's the same for our loans programme as well, which has been great this year with boys on loan at National League, National South. So it's a constant balance.
And you mentioned the likes of Ronnie and Kyle getting their first team debuts this season. How important is that pathway and getting first team minutes for the players as well?
It's everything. Yeah, it's everything for us, and they've got to work so hard to get those opportunities. And that's why every day we're driving them to maximise their opportunity with us, and our staff do a great job in supporting that.
And how valuable are loans as well, and how hard is it finding the right club for the right player as well?
Yeah, it can be really tough. Sometimes it falls for you and it's just the right place at the right time. And then sometimes you might have a loan that doesn't quite work out in terms of game time and they come back, but you still get a lot out of that experience of trying to force your way into a team. And I think being in a senior dressing room, there's a lot to be said for that, and understanding how to act around men, and that transition into senior football is really important for those boys just on the cusp of the first team.
And I know recently we've had the audit here as well. Tell us about what goes into that and how we done as well.
Yeah, so every licensed professional academy has an audit similar to an Ofsted in a school setting. So it's a company called PJAC, and in academy terms we call it the audit. So every year they come in and assess the club against Category 2 requirements. It's really important. A lot of it is linked to safeguarding, safe to operate, staffing levels. Have we got the right things in place to operate a Category 2 programme? So we had that just before Christmas. It went really well, had real positive feedback, and they were very complimentary on what we've got here in terms of staffing, processes, facilities and players. So it just shows that we're organised off the pitch and we're having a little bit of success on, and gives us the platform to keep pushing forward now in this second half of the season.
Brilliant. And then just to finish, we're going to have 5 quick fire questions. So okay. You can either finish with just one word, or if you want to go into a bit more detail, then feel free. What's been your most rewarding moment at Colchester United over the years?
Well, I was fortunate to see Ronnie from when he was 6 all the way through. So my most rewarding moment is when he got on the pitch at Oxford United this season and managed to get eye contact with Ronnie. He's come off and there was a smile, so that was a real nice moment of a whole journey, and he's still got a long way to go, but that was nice to see the full cycle.
What would you say is more difficult, finding talent or developing it?
There's a great saying, Alex Inglethorpe said it in Liverpool. He said, talent can get you a scholarship, but attitude gets you a career. So I think that finding talent, we've had talented boys here that maybe haven't quite achieved their potential in the past. So the developing side of it, being two-way, the staff and the player, I think that's probably the tougher part. With opportunity is massive.
And who would you say is the biggest character within the academy setup here at the moment?
Character in the academy? What, player-wise?
Either, or staff. I know we've got a few.
Yes, big question that. Biggest character? Steve Ball's up there, and he won't like us saying that.
He's had a few answers.
Has he? Yeah, we'll go with Steve Ball again. We'll keep it consistent.
Which players had the best loan spell away from the club this season? I know we've had a few, especially over the festive period. Is there one that sticks out as being really successful?
I think Frankie Terry going back to Braintree, and then again, I think he's hit 50 National League games now across the 2 seasons with them, and then to come back and now be in the squad, that's really good. I think Max jumping from step 3 to step 1 and playing 6-7 games in National League as an under-20 is fantastic as well. And if you go younger, I think Leo Makata playing in the Malden Haybridge derby, coming on and playing in front of 1,600 people, that's a brilliant experience as well. So there's been a few good ones.
And then finally, you oversee all of the age groups here. What would you say is the toughest age to be a footballer in the academy?
I don't think there are any easy ones. And the closer you get to the first team, I think the demands get tougher. I think the age groups we're conscious of are around 13s, 14s, 15s, when growth comes into it a lot. So they can be tough, they can be challenging for boys where some are just naturally late developers, and they might feel like, why isn't it quite working out as it did maybe when they're slightly younger on smaller pitches? You progress to 11v11, so we've got to be patient with those groups. So I'd probably go those middle age groups.